So the Mets have brought Robbie Cano back to New York. They've also gotten Edwin Diaz, and then they gave up a bunch of prospects. Jay Bruce, well, that's not the prospect. He's done. The 6th pick from last year they gave up.
Kelenic, yep.
Kelenic. So let's dive into this trade a little bit. I got 2 Met fans with me.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, that means I'm starting with Donnie.
Okay.
Yeah. Donnie, what do you think of it? What do you think of the
So
Cano
when
trade?
I heard talk of the trade, I thought I despised the idea of it.
Yeah.
Once I saw everything flushed out, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I don't love it. The money does not add up to me because of the back end.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point in the near future, they will need to spend that money, and it will be locked up in the last 2 years of Cano, which is going to be stupid because he'll be a non-starter at that point. Yeah. So I like it, and especially because you got Diaz. I mean, who looks lights out.
Filthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cano, who you're now just replacing Bruce with as the 4th spot in the bat, and he's more reliable. He does not get hurt really, and
He just doesn't run to first base.
And he's but even with that though, he's a 300 bat though, which I like though because Bruce, although Bruce would give you more power numbers, Cano is a better bat overall.
Cano at this point is better than Jay Bruce.
Yeah.
No
I agree with that.
questions asked.
No, I see. I won't even go there. They do different things though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think.
But I'd rather have Cano.
But if you were drafting a team, you got to pick one first. You're picking Cano.
I'd rather have Cano.
At 36 against 31 in age, I would say. I think that's
for 2 years. I'd have Cano. You're only gonna have
for 2 years. They're fine. I'll agree with you there.
I kind of had the opposite reaction. I first heard the trade, and I was like, this isn't that bad of a trade as long as they get enough money relief. You know, I kept hearing about the money relief. But then I guess it was on me. I looked into more of the prospects they're giving up, and I'm now going the other way. How you're starting to like the trade more. I'm starting to dislike the trade more for the Mets. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Especially, look, you're always going to have hindsight. If these guys don't pan out that they gave up, you'll think it's a good trade. If these guys pan out,
it looks bad.
That they give up, it's gonna go down as a horrible, horrible trade.
Especially
he's as great as Diaz is, and he's fantastic. He's got 4 years of control.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's got 4 years of control. 2 things. One, you could probably spend the money you're going to spend on Cano, and just spend it on Britton or closer. And 2 is, you got this great closer. Your team's got to score runs to have the lead to give it to Diaz. So you got to fix this bullpen. So there's one thing that that can make this trade. We talked a little bit. This trade seems to me as a win now trade.
Right.
This is not a win now team. Is the problem.
Right.
I think. This trade will look better if the Mets do something before this offseason's over. Do you think they can make a splash after this Cano deal to kind of make this trade look a little bit more like a win-now team?
I'd like to add to that. What to you would be the splash that you'd like to see after that?
In order for me to get my Mets fandom back?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I'm at a point in my life, it's a very depressing time, where I don't put my faith into the Mets until... for me, honestly, if they get into the playoffs, then I'll have a little bit of...
You're the GM right now.
Yeah.
What's a move that they can make to make you feel better about this Cano deal? Because this Cano deal is not... It's not
It's not the end, it's the beginning. Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with Bryce Harper?
There you go. That's the name everyone wants to talk about is Bryce Harper.
Way more than Machado, I want Harper. Because they want the outfield.
And the Mets have actually said they are in the sweepstakes. You know, a lot of times their name isn't even in the sweepstakes anymore because they don't want to give up the money.
They're willing to spend the money now, more than ever. And
and they have a power player who's now the GM.
Oh, yeah.
He was definitely a power player.
Absolutely.
He's been in all these talks. He knows the deal. He knows what they're going to have to spend.
They have money to work with. They do. They have money to work with.
Yeah, they get revenue.
Exactly.
And
put it to use now. You make this trade for Cano. You gave up prospects. You have to do something else. This can't be the only thing you do all this offseason.
Even though Harvey didn't work out, we were supposed to have the best, pitching staff for the next 5 years.
You still may.
Harvey,
Let's see how that works.
DeGrom. Yeah. That's where I'm going with it. Is we still have, Syndergaard. DeGrom was just head and shoulders above any other pitcher in the National League last year, regardless of his record at 8-8 or 9-8. With the 1.7
ERA.
Sick. The next best guy was like 2.5. But then Matt's. We have a staff that we could.
You're talking about
Wheeler, by the way, who's also phenomenal.
Wheeler was other than DeGrom. Take DeGrom out because Wheeler was your best pitcher down the stretch.
Oh yeah,
the second
he's got his control. He looks good.
He looked awesome. If he really turns around. But I want to ask you about the pitching staff. Do you think they trade Syndergaard?
Not at. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It depends. I mean, they're not going to trade him now. They're going to. I think they're not going to trade him before the off season. I think they're gonna wait until see how they're doing, and depending on if they seem like they need a bat, then they'll pull the trigger on him. I think.
I absolutely agree with that. I wasn't thinking of that earlier. But if they pull this Cano trade off, and then they're a bust, like they're 20 games under, they'll absolutely trade Syndergaard. I do feel though that this Cano trade now comes with also signing DeGrom before the season starts.
I agree.
He's going to get the big
What
money.
I'll say though, play devil's advocate with Syndergaard. I think that you can make him your ace in the hole for rebuilding the prospects. You gave up prospects for Cano. The trade starts to go sideways, like you said, where the team's not looking good. You can flip him to rebuild that farm system. Because we all know the Mets need position players.
It doesn't make as much sense, though.
I know, I'm just saying. Syndergaard, he looked weird, man. He's not throwing that dominant slider that he has. He didn't look...
I got to be honest with you, dude. I know you had him, and everything was.
And I saw him a lot. I guess maybe I saw him a lot more. I had Wheeler too.
He had
That's how I knew Wheeler was so good.
But think about it like this, though. Syndergaard had a subpar year, and statistically, it was not a bad year at all.
I know. I'm just the times I watch him, I saw
pretty good actually.
The times I watched him, I saw that, I feel like he got afraid of throwing that unhittable slider. Like he didn't throw that anymore. I wonder if he's a little worried about getting hurt.
He certainly wasn't the Syndergaard we got
That's
used to.
what I'm saying.
I get you there.
But,
yeah.
Go Bridgeside.